When I say trading is very easy, some people be like, ah, here we go again. But the fact is, I have proofs. You all know about my prop firm withdrawals. My point is, as traders, we are supposed to think in probabilities. Know exactly where you want to be a buyer or a seller. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I do that? Well, watch till the end of this video as I am going to be putting this into practice throughout the video. In this week's video, we are going to be looking at the following pairs, starting with the dollar index. Now, on the dollar index, last week, let's start from last week. We all know that we are down. We all know that we closed bearish for last month. Let's even start from the monthly time frame. We all know that we closed bearish for last month. Within this zone, this area here, if you look at the last 5 months, we've seen more bearish price action, right? So that indicates weakness on the side of the US dollar, but we still look bullish overall, right? But of course, we need to look at more recent price action. Then if we go to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we've seen something like a shift in market trend, which is we created a new lower low. Then this looks like a new lower high forming. Then I still expect price to keep pushing lower. If we go to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, last Friday, there's no doubt we closed with a very strong bullish price action in favor of the US dollar, right? So does that mean the US dollar is now bullish? Guys, you don't just trade like that. You don't just look at trading opportunities like that. I mean, this is just one bullish candlestick, all right? So, and if you check out, we are creating lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. We created a new lower low here, right? So we don't just start buying after seeing the first sign of bullish price action. So for me to be a buyer, this is where I was talking about in my introduction, where I was talking about thinking in probabilities. So now for me to be a buyer, we have to take out this zone properly, right? Let me even remove this zone here. Let me remove this zone. So for me to be a buyer, we have to take out this zone and this zone properly. Why do we need to take out this zone? Guys, between this zone and this zone, we are creating lower lows and lower highs. And remember, I don't trade the dollar index. I use the dollar index to measure the strength or weakness of the US dollar, right? So now, if the dollar index is collapsing, if it's falling to the downside, that means a weak US dollar. And if the dollar index is going bullish, that means a strong US dollar, right? So as long as we sustain below this trend line, I'm still bearish on the US dollar, which means I'm still expecting weak US dollar. Do you understand that? So even if I want to take the dollar seriously, guys, we need to come to this price area. We need to come to this price area before I take the dollar seriously. As a matter of fact, if I go back to the daily time frame, I think I would like to see price take out this trend line on the daily time frame before I take the dollar seriously. All right, we need to take this trend line out. By then, we would have created a series of new higher highs on the daily time frame. So that is only when I'm going to start taking the dollar seriously. But for now, guys, we are still in a downtrend. Don't be in a haste to start selling. All right, we are seeing a downtrend. Lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower. I can go on and on telling you why this is still a downtrending market. So don't just get swayed at the first move. You understand? So many traders, the mistake they make is when they start seeing big bullish candles or they start seeing big bearish candle, be like, oh, the trend has changed. Oh, the trend has changed. No, guys. No, guys, please don't look at the market like that. So for me to take the dollar seriously, as a matter of fact, we have to take out this zone. So if we take out this zone or this trend line, then I'll start looking at the bullish side of things. All right. But since we've seen what is happening on the US dollar, for now, I'm still bearish on the US dollar. So since we've seen what is happening, let's go and look for money-making opportunities on the dollar pairs for next week. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, I'm still bullish on the monthly time frame. I mean, if you look at 1 2 3 4 5 6, am I correct? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. For the past 7 months, we've seen more bullish price action, so it's wise to focus on the bullish side of things. All right, if we come to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, we've taken out this trend line, so there's no trend line staring at us in the face right now. So we are in the clear if we are looking at this from the trend line perspective. And if you look at the weekly time frame, guys, I've been waiting for price to take out this zone, and that has finally happened. All right, and after every impulsive move, guys, always take note, there will be a correction. So that is why I always tell you, do not panic. All right. So when you don't see trading opportunities, just let it go. It will always present itself. So after every impulsive move, there's a correction. Now we've seen another impulsive move, because if you look at the weekly time frame, I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've seen 7 weeks of price action, and 6 weeks out of those 7 weeks has closed bullish, right? Has closed bullish, regardless of the body of the candlestick. We've seen bullish price action, so it's safer to lean on the side of the bulls. All right, and as you can see, we've created a new higher high. Why am I calling this a higher high? Because all these candlesticks are full-bodied candlesticks. Sorry, not full-bodied candlestick, but they have more bodies that have closed above these ones with wicks here, right? So I'll be expecting price to keep pushing to the upside. Let's look at daily price action. On the daily time frame, price has been impulsive, like super impulsive, from this zone to this zone. We went up, we corrected for a bit, we went up, we corrected for a bit. Now we've created a new higher high. This is even higher than this itself, right? We've created a new higher high here. So it's only normal we are going to see that pullback. All right, so I'll be expecting price to either pull back into this zone or give us a deep pullback into this zone, into the 1.09 thousand, that is 1.09 000 area. All right, so I'll be expecting price to pull back into this zone or give us a deep retracement into this zone. Let's think in probabilities now. As you can see, price is still super bullish here. As you can see, between this zone and this zone, we are creating higher highs and higher lows. I even actually called this trade on the Telegram channel that if we break out, retest, then buy, right? And that was exactly what happened. All right, now let's get back to the topic. Now I'll be expecting price to keep dropping either into this zone. Let me even map it out so that we see clearly. Either into this zone before we continue bullish, or into this zone, into this trend line here before we go bullish. All right, so this is the two scenarios I would like to see next week. So maybe for the early part of next week, we can come into this zone or into this trend line before we go bullish. Remember, if we look at the dollar index, you can see that we also have a trend line to respect around here. All right, so if price come into this zone, we can start seeing bearish price action, which will mean bullish price action for Euro USD. Right, now let's go back to Euro USD. So on the Euro USD, these are what I'll be looking at. Between this, I'll be looking at price coming into this zone before we go bullish, or into this trend line before we go bullish. However, if we break below the trend line, that means I will start looking for the bearish side of things, right? But I'm not really leaning on the bearish side of things, because it's safer to be bullish than to be bearish right now. All right, but however, if we break below and we get a retest and we see entry reasons to go short, we'll go short. And when you are trading counter trend, guys, you don't hold. You don't be like, oh, this is it, then you jump into the trade and you hold. No, once price moves in your direction for a bit, make sure you break even, because price may just be a fake out. All right, so once price moves, break even. All right, I'm talking about when you are trading counter trend. All right, but when you are in line with the trend, of course, you can hold out for trade to move significantly before you start taking action. So for Euro USD, these are the two areas I'm expecting bullish continuation from. However, if we break below this trend line, we can go for short sells. All right, now that is that for Euro USD. On GBPUSD is pretty much the same. Also, if we start from the weekly time frame, you can see that price is drawing closer and closer to my initial overall target here, right? We've seen touches, rejections here, then I'm expecting a rejection here, so I'll be expecting price to come into this one, and we are beginning to look like that. Now if we go to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, however, we closed Friday with a massive bearish engulfing candle, and it's not surprising. Like I told you, price cannot just keep going in a straight line. It doesn't always happen like this. In most cases, it doesn't play out like that. So now I won't even be surprised if we see a deeper correction. Does that mean the trend has changed? No, we are still in a bullish trend. All right, let's go to the 4 hours and look for thinking probabilities right here. Yeah, on last week I was holding out for price to actually break above the zone, give us a retest, and keep pushing higher. We did push higher for a bit. Of course, if you are on my program, you know that you should start taking action when price got around the zone. However, price came back and we are now sitting on this trend line. that has been tested multiple times before, right? Now I'm expecting two things to happen on Monday. I am kind of leaning on the side that price may just keep pushing higher from this zone next week, or we may break below. Guys, if we break below, I would advise don't just hit your sell button. Wait for a proper break, then wait for a retest, a pullback before you sell, right? But like I said, don't lean too much on the sell side, because I am more buy than sell right now. Don't lean too much. So even if you jump on the sell, maybe there's a sweet opportunity that presents itself and you jump on the sell, once price moves away from your entry a bit, try to break even, and you don't get, so that you don't get shocked by the market. All right, so please and please, I'm more bullish than bearish right now. It's safer to be a buyer than to be a seller right now. All right, so for GBPUSD, I'm expecting two things. Either we'll continue going bullish from here on Monday, or we'll break below this zone and push lower for a bit, right? And if we keep going lower, join our Telegram channel. If you haven't, I'll be showing you the next area where I'll be expecting price to come into. All right, but for now, I'm still super bullish on GBPUSD. USDCHF has been a very, very sweet and cooperative friend of mine for the past couple of weeks now. In fact, for the past couple of months, I've seen all this collapse from November last year, and you can see the screenshots when I posted this on the channel last year, right? So I've seen all these moves since last year, so I'm not even surprised by what is happening right now. So on the daily time frame, price has seen solid impulsive move all the way from this zone down to this zone. Now, when we start seeing a pullback, that doesn't mean this trend has changed. That doesn't mean the trend has changed. I was expecting price to come into this zone. As you can see, price tested this zone, bounced off. This zone is the reason for all these moves to the upside, right? And now we are back to that zone. As a matter of fact, we even break below the zone. So my initial outlook is for price to come into this zone, then continue lower. However, I won't be surprised also if I see price decide to give a deeper retracement. Let me even refine this properly to this zone. Okay, let me put this here. So I won't be surprised if I see price make a deep retracement into this zone before we continue collapsing to the downside. All right, however, I'm still looking at this zone, but if this zone doesn't hold, then this would be the next area I'll be expecting price to come into and give us a bearish continuation from. Let's look at this from the 4-hour time frame perspective. I've been calling this trade, I've been accurate on this trade for God knows when. All right, I called this trade on Monday last week. Is it Monday last week? Then price rejected, came into it again. I predicted it rightly. We came down, and now I bought from here. Actually, yes, that's a counter trend trade, but I bought, and as you can see from your screenshot, that was the amount I made. This was my take profit area, but I couldn't hold because I knew I was trading counter trend, and anything can happen anytime. So I wasn't confident to hold all the way to the take profit. So as soon as I was in little profit, I just closed the trade. Those that are on the program, on the mentorship program, I believe you know what made me take that action here. If you attended the live class I held last week or last 2 weeks, for those that are on the course, this was a general Zoom meeting I held for both, for those that are on the course and for those that are on the mentorship program. You can see, if you're looking at this, you can see the reason why I actually took that trade, right? And this was the amount I made on that trade alone, right? So for USDCHF, I'm expecting two things. I'm expecting price to pull back from this zone straight up into this zone. But if that doesn't happen, then I won't be surprised if price gives us a deeper pullback into this zone before we collapse. All right, let me even map out this zone properly. I'm looking at either this zone can come into this zone and drop, or into this zone and drop. All right, but what I'm just trying to say is I'm still super bearish on USDCHF. I'm nowhere a buyer right now. I'm not a buyer right now. Even if you see me buying, I'm only scalping. All right, now let's go to USDCAD. USDCAD, something interesting is happening on USDCAD. On USDCAD, if we go to the weekly time frame, if you remember, I've been talking about expecting price to break below this trend line for us to now start going short. Now we've finally closed below the trend line. Now I'm expecting another one. I'm expecting one more roadblock to be taken out before I can now say, okay, guy, we are officially bearish. Let me just map this out properly. I'm still expecting price to keep dropping all the way to this zone here, right? And now when we get to this zone, I want to see one thing and one thing alone. I want to see price take it out. All right, yes, if we come into this zone, we'll see a little bounce for that normal rejection and all of that, but deep down I'm expecting price to take out this zone. And when we take this out, guys, we are going all the way to the downside. All right, so let's look at daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can see this zone has been tested multiple times historically, and now price blasted up, came back. We've taken out this trend line. This is the trend line I was talking about from the weekly time frame. Now we've taken out that trend line and we are trading below it. So on Monday, Tuesday, just for next week, I'll be expecting price to come into this zone, right? We may see a pullback, which is what I would like to see, so that we can now sell to this zone. I pray we get that pullback. Let's see that push to the upside into this zone or into the trend line, so we can now sell properly from that zone into this zone for sure. For sure, because if you look at the daily time frame, we've seen lows, lower high, we've created a new lower low. So I want to see that pull back into the zone so that we can sell into this area, right? So that is that for USD CAD. Now let's move to JPY, right? One of my friends specifically asked me to be talking about JPY in my videos, so I'm going to do just that right now. But before I jump into JPY, guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, and also like this video so that YouTube can show this video to like minds that may be looking for this type of content. All right, so let's make this video go viral. Please subscribe, like, comment. All right, thank you so much as you do so. All right, and to my loyal friends in the comment section, they always drop comments. I give you all a shout out, guys. I have friends from all over the places sending me message. I appreciate you guys. From next week, I'll start giving you all shout outs. All right, thanks for showing me so much love. Thanks for showing me massive love. Okay, so for JPY index, if we go to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, actually, if you have been following my videos, I was calling this bullish from this zone, and I was actually expecting price to come into this trend line, but I'm not a market maker, guys. So as much as I like to be correct all of the time, this didn't actually come into the trend line. But remember, I actually even pointed this zone out to you that, okay, when we come into this zone, we'll see some kind of a stall maybe before we make it to the trend line, right? However, we came back down from this zone, we didn't get to the trend line, and now we are sitting on this trend line. If I go to the daily time frame, you can see that trend line properly, and it looks like we've taken out that trend line, right? Not even looks, we have taken out that trend line. So what would I like to see? Remember, the JPY index measures the strength or weakness of the JPY pairs. So if the JPY is going down, then that means weak JPY, and if the JPY index is trending upward, that means bullish JPY amongst the JPY pairs. So now we've taken out this trend line, and we are also looking like we've closed below this previous support. We're about to turn it into a resistance now. So what would I like to see? I would like to see price break out properly, maybe to this zone, before we go for a pullback. Then from this pullback, if I see selling pressure, guys, I'm jumping on the trade. Not like I'm trading the JPY index, no. I'm going to go to the JPY pairs and look for trading opportunities that aligns with my bias on the JPY pairs. I hope you get the point. Now, I would like to see a proper breakout. I'm not just going to sell from here. I would like to see a proper breakout, then a pullback to trade into this zone. All right, so that's what I would like to see on the JPY index. Is there need to go to the 4-hour time frame? I don't think there's need, since we are not trading the JPY index. All right, but I just want you to notice something, that trend is now looking bearish, right? If you see 1, 2, 3, those of you that are on the program, you know what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, right? We are looking bearish right now. We are looking bearish. So since we've seen what is happening on the JPY pair, index, let's look at some JPY pairs, right? So if JPY is going to be bearish, then what do we expect to see on USDJPY? We're expecting to see bullish USDJPY. Let's start from the weekly time frame. We closed bullish for last week, as you can see. So if you come to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, price is also bullish, but it's finding it hard going beyond this price area, which is maybe this resistance area, right? So if we actually wait for JPY index to take out, let me go back to JPY index. So if we can actually wait for price to take out this zone properly, by then we must have seen USDJPY break above this zone, if possible taking out this resistance area here, right? So when that happens, of course, that gives us rest of mind to go bullish. All right, so this is the 4-hour time frame. Like I said, I'd like to see a new higher high created on the 4-hour time frame, because if you look at this, we had this impulsive move. This higher high was not convincing enough, but we've seen a higher low, right? We've seen a higher low, so we would like to see a new higher high taking out this high, even on the 4-hour time frame, right? When we see that new higher high, then we'll wait for a pullback to what? Shoot upward, shoot upward, if you get the point. Now we've seen what we're expecting on the USDJPY. Let's go to CADJPY. On CADJPY, we'll start from the weekly time frame as usual, and you can see that the weekly time frame respected this trend line that has been tested multiple times, looking downward here, then price came back there and respected it, and ever since we've been bullish. And like I said on the JPY index, if we can wait for JPY index to take out this zone properly to this zone before we go for that pullback, then CADJPY must have broken above this zone, creating a new higher high. Right now, let's go to the daily time frame. Let's look for immediate trading opportunities. On the 4-hour, if you look at, on the daily time frame, price has taken out this trend line, right? Price tested this trend line 3 times before. Now we've broken above it. All right, so what I would like to see, like I said, I would like to see price go higher for a bit, then come back for a retest, maybe this zone, or this is what I'll be expecting. Let me show you how I'm going to be looking at this. I'm going to put this here. So I'll be looking at price maybe doing 2 things: coming into this zone, pull back into this zone before we go super bullish. All right, for now, or we take out this zone properly, come for a retest back into this zone, or even this zone also, right, before going bullish. All right, so this is what you should be looking at for CADJPY if you are not in this trade already. All right, so let price go bullish. Let's see a pullback at some point before we join the trend. All right, so last on my list is gold. This video is already too lengthy, so I'm just going to close with gold. The other pairs I'm not going to be talking about, I am going to drop them on the Telegram channel. And guys, if you are not on the mentorship program, if you want to learn how to do these things, because it's one thing to analyze, it's another thing to actually execute. So you may know how to analyze, but you find it hard executing. You may find it hard getting on a hold of your psychology, risk management, and all of those stuff. So if you want to have all-round mastery of Forex, just visit the link you see below this video or in the description section to actually join our mentorship program or join the course, whichever one you prefer, so that you can change your trading career for good, so that you can withdraw like me and my students. I mean, you see testimonies every time. Are you not tired to be left on the sidelines? Join the train, guys. Join the train. Let's make money. The market is too big for us to, I mean, we are just retail traders. How much do we even have in the market? Let's try to poach. Let's try to take from the big guys. By the big guys, I'm talking about the billionaires in the market, the billions of dollars, the trillions of dollars available for us to slice from. Right, let's go take our portion. All right, and how do you do that? without proper guide. That's why I am here for you. That's why the course is here for you. That is why the mentorship program is here for you. So do yourself a favor, get that program and change your trading career for good. Do that now. All right, let's continue. So on gold, we've been super bullish. Gold has to be weak at some point, because if we go to the weekly time frame, you can see we closed last week with a doji candle. But doji candle also signifies indecision. If this doji candle had happened below 2k, because this line is 2k, if I show you the coordinates, this is $2,000. So I put it there just to keep track of 2000 is a round number, so it's an important level, right? So I would have loved to see this doji happen below 2k. Then guys, I would have been very, very bearish, at least to this zone on gold. I would have traded gold into these zones here, not like I would have traded it bearish down. No, I won't do that. It's not wise to do that right now, but I would have traded it into these levels here, right? That's if I even have the mind to hold it to this level. Maybe I would have closed almost immediately. I enter the trade once I get in like a sizable amount, then I can just pull out. I don't like holding trades for too long when I'm trading counter trend. All right, so anyways, but the doji formed above 2k, guys. We may still see price pushing upward next week, all right, which is what will most likely happen. Price will just keep going upward. However, on Friday we saw this bearish engulfing candle on the daily time frame. But guys, I want you to notice something. Don't get carried away when you start seeing bullish candles. Like in this scenario now, this is a bullish trend. When you start seeing bearish candle, you now be like, oh, now we are going down, gold is going to hell. Guys, don't fall for that trick. Even if gold, let's even say gold decides to give a deeper pullback into this zone before continuing its bullish momentum, guys, this is still a bullish trend. Don't get carried away. It is not bearish. Know when to be a buyer, know when to be a seller. So even if you want to sell, maybe you sell into this zone or this zone, though I don't have the mind to hold into this zone though, but like at least this is where if price keeps dropping, price should come into before we go bullish. And even if price drops from here, imagine the massive bearish move from this zone to this zone. It's a really huge move, a huge amount of pips to the downside, right? But even if price plays out like this, guys, this is still an uptrend, because check this out: high, higher low, higher high. Then if price comes here, it is still a higher low. So this is still a bullish trend to the upside. So don't just get carried away and be like, oh, now we are in the price has been bullish, okay, now we are coming back here. No, you don't do that. All right, you follow it from stage to stage to stage to stage. So if we now break below this trend line, okay, we can now say we look like we are pointing downwards now and all of that. But for now, guys, even if price pulls back into this zone, we are still going bullish. All right, but let's go to 4 hours. Let's look for immediate trading opportunities on this pair. Now, as you can see, we are sitting on this trend line. I actually took a counter trend trade here within last week, and congratulations to those who actually took this trade with me. And I asked you to close all profits around here. At that point, I was actually expecting price to come into this trend line, which didn't happen. As a matter of fact, price created a new higher high before coming into the trend line, and this is still a higher low because we failed to close below this zone. So now for next week, we may keep pushing higher, because you can see price is sitting on top of 2000. If you look right, price is sitting on top of 2000, and currently price is at $2004. All right, and we are sitting on a trend line, guys. Most likely thing that I expect price to do next week is to keep pushing higher. All right, however, if we break below here, I'm not just going to sell. I would like to see price take out this zone before I sell. Right, I'd like to see price come down, take out this zone first. Then if it likes, can pull back into this zone or into this zone or into this zone. But if I see signs of bearish price action, there are things we look out for on our mentorship programs. Anyone you pick, there are things we look out for before we start executing trade. We don't just say, okay, because we've broken, we start selling. No, we lay emphasis on capital preservation. Know when you should hit the buy button, know when you should hit the sell button. All right, so when we break below, I would like to see price first of all take out this zone. When that happens, then I'll start looking for a pullback before I go bearish. All right, and when I go bearish, it's not like I'm just going to hold and be like, okay, the trend has changed. No, once we move in profit for a bit, I'll drag my stop loss into break even. All right, so that even if price is not committed to actually falling in the first place and we want to go back bullish, then I have nothing to lose. All right, but I am more bullish than bearish right now, because on Monday or for next week we can easily just see price keep pushing higher. All right, because after seeing these candlesticks, this huge bearish candlestick, many traders will assume, oh, the trend has changed. Guys, no, we are sitting on this trend line, and everything, monthly, weekly, everything aligns bullish. All right, so it's very risky to sell right now. So with this, we've come to the end of the video. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. This video is kind of lengthy because I'm trying to bring everybody in. Some people be like, I don't talk about gold. Some say I don't talk about JPY pair. Some say I talk about only USD pair. So that's why I try to bring everybody into the picture. All right, so thanks for staying to the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video and you are yet to subscribe, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Also make sure you like this video. That likes are also very important. Like the video and also leave a comment if need be. I would also appreciate that. I'd like to know what you think about our videos, about our content, all right, and about what is happening in the market right now. And again, if you are yet to join the mentorship program or purchase the Forex professional course, whichever one you choose to go for, do yourself a favor, and amazing things are happening in our community. Change your trading career for good and stop stressing when you are trading. Trading is very easy. Just think in probabilities. Know your buy zones, know your sell zones. That's all that matters. All right, once again, thanks for staying to the end of this video. I wish you a successful trading week. Bye, guys.